Yes, and welcome back to the Ash Williams Show. My name is Ash Williams, and I am fired up. How the fuck are you? Hope you're well. Today we've got Brian May on guitar. That buffy head bastard. Yeah. Wonderful guy though, apparently. Wonderful guy. Give it up for Brian. He plays guitar, which is close enough for us. I don't care whether it's electric or bass. Big shout out to Sting from last week. And of course, who is the mystery keyboard player? That is the question we are asking. Ah, yeah. Boom. Good to be back with you. Hope you're well. Straight off the top rope, let's get a simultaneous sip straight down the back of the throat. I'm drinking a flat white from my barista, and it's been watered down with... I'm only on my third hot water refill. If you listen to last week's episode, I spoke about a new technique where I get more bang for my buck with my coffees. So here we go. Simultaneous sipping in 3, 2, 1sies. That's such a nice experience. We're all getting filled up at the same time, metaphorically and literally. Got a text here, actually, on the hotline from Louisa. Hey, Ash, I just watched last week's episode, Keep Sniffing That Cheese, on YouTube, and I have to say, what I heard was a big disappointment. I've never been more disappointed in you than I am now. Now, by the way, when I got this text, I thought, shit, what have I done? I can't afford to lose a Patreon, because lose a Patreon. And then she said, you cannot ever keep topping your coffee up with hot water. You'll end up with a weak, watery coffee, and I thought you were better than that. Loving all the new content you're putting out there for us. Keep making noise. And I'm always fired up to hear what's coming next. Cheers, Lou. So, Lou, it's a fair point. And then I wrote back saying, but 5 watery flat whites for $5 is pretty good. And she wrote back, yeah, but the quality of those flat whites is not worth the savings. I thought you were going to at least add coffee to it along the way with water. And you know what? That's what I'm going to do from now on. So now I've got the never-ending flat white that will never end. It's like a never-ending pack of Tim Tams, but nowhere near as good. I've got a never-ending watery flat white that by the end of it will just be Moccona. It will morph into Moccona. Speaking of morphing into things, I shared a story on Nova about how I morphed into Inspector Rex, the German Shepherd.
It says here that you had your tennis racket stolen by someone in the apartment building.
Yeah, it was devastating. So 2 nights ago, I left my tennis rackets on the letterbox, and the landlord wanted to show me a brand new car park downstairs. So I went downstairs with him for 30 seconds. I came back up, tennis rackets are gone, right? Oh my God. And I watched a lot of, Inspector movies, Inspector Rex. I morphed into Inspector Rex, the German Shepherd. And I thought, you know what?
Yeah,
in a way I did. And then I thought, you know what? I reckon someone in this apartment building has taken the rackets.
yes.
So I started door knocking apartments. It was 8 p.m. at night.
Ash.
And there are about 25 apartments, and I don't know many of the neighbours. But it's a wonderful way to get to know them by accusing them of stealing. And
what were they? Were a Yonex or a Prince racket?
Oh, no, top of the line heads, Browning. And uncannily enough, everyone had been losing things at the letterbox. Oh. And they're like, no, but by the way, I lost a skateboard. Just went missing. Another lady lost a kettle. And I was like, okay.
Why has that woman got a kettle out of her apartment and at the letterbox?
Look, I was too focused on my investigations to worry about that.
Sure.
And it's also, these people are coming out in their 90s and stuff. So it's quite, you don't want to be too overbearing. No. So I kept on, and then I opened a door, and there was a topless guy with dreadlocks, and he says to me,
"You here for the tennis rackets?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he has everything in his apartment. I saw it all. I saw skateboards. I saw kettles. I saw toasters. And then I said to him, I said, "Mate, why did you take the rackets?" And he goes, "They were near the letterbox. And anything near the letterbox is fair game." I'm like, "Is that the rule?" He goes, "Yeah, that's the rule." So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to steal his car. Because his car is right near that letterbox.
Yes.
But and I need a car.
If you want to hear the genesis of that story, you got to go to the Black Market episodes. I'm doing brand new episodes on Patreon every Tuesday that are just like conscious thoughts, unworked on stories. In fact, I'm going to play a tease of this week's Black Market episode so you get a taste for it. There's a little bit in there, actually. It's actually a great app. I got sent by a very dear friend, Dan Bryant, who used to work at Nova, audio of my second ever stand-up performance. He sent me this on the weekend. I got through 10 seconds of it because it was even offensive to me. The question I have for you is, do you want to hear it? Should I put this on Patreon? Okay, because it will be like a first listen for me too. And I've got to tell you, it's pretty offensive. It's actually quite crass too. Like, even for me now, I'm now so civilized compared to what my old stand-up was. Oh my God. I'll tell you my opening joke, if you'd call it that. Remember, I've done stand-up once. Get up on stage. And I've gone, "How you doing? I'm a gay male prostitute." That was my opening line. Like, what is that? What is that? And I heard that without knowing what the audio was going to be, and I just shut it down. I was like, "Nah, I need to be in the mood to hear this." So do you want to hear that? We'll check it on one of the tiers on Patreon because that's proper Black Market. Because I don't really want anyone hearing that because it's offensive. Very, very problematic. I'm basically Daryl Summers. So there you go. Black Market episodes. I will get in trouble for them eventually. They're available to all of Patreon. I asked you as well last week, should we call Paul? And it was straight down the line, 50-50. Some of you are over it, but some of you still want to see me get murdered. Look, I'm here for the content, baby. You know, I'm the horse. You just, you tug on my rein, yeah? You want me to go left, right? Yeah? You're Damien Oliver. You got your dick in my ass. I'm a horse. And maybe you're not Damien Oliver, but regardless, you're a jockey. You got your dick in my ass. That's how we do it. And if you're a woman, you've got a strap on and you're telling me left, right, straight, whether you want me to go and meet Paul, okay? I will do it. You know that. You know I'm a well-trained horse. Speaking of going left, right, middle, last thing I'll say about Patreon, I mentioned a can't say who, which is so Black Market that I shouldn't have said it. So we're playing a brand new game called Catchphrase. Yes, it's the same one as Burgo's Catchphrase that was on the 9 network in the 90s. And we remove a tile every time someone has a guess. We've had our first guest this week, which is from Ross Chilton. And I'm just going to say who Ross guessed. Ross guessed Gretel Colleen. Some of you won't even know what the can't say who's about, but I cannot repeat it here, that's for sure. But it's not Gretel Colleen, Ross. Great guess, though. Great guess. I go to Patreon if you want to see the updated version of Catchphrase. If you want to see an old version, go to our Instagram, which we are opening the doors of, by the way. Boom, boom, boom. Now, I need a car deal. Does anyone have a contact with a car company? Because my BMW, which has kind of been, I guess to use an AFL parlance, it's had like 3 knee reconstructions back to back. And I have hopes that it will one day, you know, play in a premiership for me. But it might be done. It might be done. I mean, it's not a Max Bailey fairy tale maybe for the BMW, which is a tough reference. The Max Bailey, very tough reference. Only the most diehard Hawthorn supporter would get that. But do you have a contact for me with a car company? I'm open to any deals, even to hashtag Ringwood Mazda. I feel like time heals all wounds. So hopefully they're okay. Of course, if you don't know the hashtag Ringwood Mazda story, in 2016, they gave me a car. And I drove it around for about 2 months, ran some reds, and and then I got an email saying we need the car back for Japanese financial year. And I thought nothing of it. I thought, oh, of course, Japanese financial year. And it was in September or something. And then I didn't Google it. I don't know why I didn't Google it. And then people who were listening to Ash and Ed back then Googled it. And they're like, no, there's no such thing. Or the dates of Japanese end of financial year were so different. So we moved on. And yeah. You know what happened? I invited the manager of hashtag Ringwood Mazda to my comedy festival show. And I told a story in that show about how I stole a car. It was the budget rental car story. One of the great stories. It's where I stole a car from budget rental car for 6 months without paying a cent. And I told that story, and then I saw the general manager of hashtag Ringwood Mazda after the show, and I could tell I was going to get an email the next day. And I was fucking tap dancing around him after the show. Woo-hoo. My tongue was working overdrive. It was in his ear whispering, mate, that was all made up. That story's not true. Obviously, I would never do that. Would not steal a car. How do you even do that? How do you steal a car from budget rental car? I mean, that's impossible. It's just a made-up story. By the way, loving the Mazda CX-5 or whatever it is. Great car. Anyway, I digress. Would love a car deal. Let's try and get one going. Another story I'm going to tell you real quick, then we're going to get your texts. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, 2 things on TV during the week that I saw. 60 Minutes on Sunday night was awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Wowies, loved it. They had hidden cameras on this Labor politician called Adam Urick, and it's so good. Urick is one of the dodgiest guys I've ever seen. So much so that I've never been more inspired to become a politician. Who knew that all you needed to do, to be a great politician, you need to be dodgy. I mean, I can do that. Forged signatures. I did that when I stole the car from budget rental car. I forged my own signature. And has anyone ever done that? Forged their own one and you signed it and they're like, that's a forgery. I don't know if that would hold up in court. But yeah, that 60 Minutes, it was pretty good. And another movie I saw during the week was Sex and the City 1. I got to say, that movie still holds up. It's not funny, but it's good. It's good. And I watched Sex and the City 2 last week, only the first half. Pretty good. The Liza Minnelli scene at the start is properly cooked. But I'll tell you, something happened, friends, in Sex and the City 1. I'm sitting there, and I think it was when Carrie, I don't want a spoiler alert for this movie from 2010. I think it was when Big emailed Carrie, and he said, I know I screwed up, but I'll love you forever. I started to tear up. You know, I don't know if it's all the hormones in the chicken I'm eating. I don't know if it's my menopause. But I started to tear up. And it was a lovely moment. It was a lovely fucking moment. And I think that there should be a hotline. This is my idea. I think there should be a crying hotline, but you can only call if you're crying for movies, right? And they have experts in the call center for each movie. So you call up 1-800-movie cries or something, right? And you're like, hey, Sex and the City 1. Sex and the City 1. And then like they're like, yeah, which part you up to? I'm like, Big, emailing Carrie. Yep, cool, mate. Hold the line. It's on TV tonight, so we're pretty busy in that area. And then someone comes on who's a professional in that area, and they talk you through your emotions. You have a cry together. You know, you probably watch the last 10 minutes of the movie together too, to be honest. I would love that. That would be sick. I remember I cried in Click with Adam Sandler. I always cry in Click. I don't know why. I fucking love that movie. So I'd call up for Click. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah. No, I'm not calling for Sex and the City this time. It's Click, Adam Sandler. We've literally never had anyone cry in that film. Which part? Oh, you know the part at the end. Have you seen it? Yeah. When he has his life flash before his eyes and he's old and he's about to die. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for you. Great movie. Shout out to the Sandman. That's a free shout out to the Sandman. What's up? A bit of a Sandler impersonation at the end there. Enjoy that. I'm going to tell you a very quick brother story. Then we're getting the texts and calls. I remember this during the week. When I was about 18, one of my best mates and my brother attempted a prank on me. And this was when mum was at work. So we had the place to ourselves, and it was like 9 p.m. one night, and I didn't know where my mate and my brother were. And I was watching, I don't know, Sex Life or some shit. And I went looking for them, and they were in a pitch black room. And I walked in, and they'd set it up so it looked like my brother was giving my mate a head job. And it was meant to be a prank to make me think, what the fuck's going on? So much so that they had props. My brother had toothpaste as a prop. So I walked in and they're like, oh, stop, Ash is here. Oh, stop. And my brother had a full mouth full of, I guess, McLean's toothpaste. And he's like, it's not what it looks like. And the acting was so bad, and there was too much toothpaste, to be honest, that I just knew it wasn't real. But I wouldn't have cared. Do they think I would have cared? You know, that like my brother is giving my best mate a blowjob? I wouldn't have given a fuck. But I thought about it. They were doing the full head movement in the dark. Like, it's pretty funny. And like, my mate Dan was getting into it too. He's like, yeah, baby. That's pretty sage sex talk for an 18-year-old. But anyway, there's a funny prank from my adolescence. Let's get some texts on the hotline. 0406 284 954. And let's just say that my brother went on to become a medical doctor. Shout out to him, though, by the way. Shout out to Cammy. His birthday during the week. Big boy now, 36. All right, let's get some texts. Lots of texts for the catchphrase. $50 is up for grabs if you can guess the I can't say who. Hey, Ash, loving the Black Market episodes. Fired up, Fergus Shear. Thank you, Fergus. We've got another texter. Ash, you big catfishing cum-teeny consuming clown. How the fuck are you? Big buck dog here. Yes, I'm alive. Yes, the Rona got me good. And yes, I am fired upper. I am breaking my COVID non-communication caveat to alert you to a deal that you cannot refuse. See picture attached. Gee, those German motherfuckers at Makona know how to appease. Well, certain groups anyway. By the way, the picture is of Makona. It looks like your big boy. 400 grams for $15.99. That's actually very, very cheap. Yeah, you got to buy that. Continuing. A few quick points before I retire to my pandemic palace. The new Big Brother, what a steaming pile of cat shit that is. Second, how many podcasts is too many podcasts? Ed Cavalier currently has about fucking 16. Thirdly, who the fuck bought the $4 worth of petrol and dingers? Answer me. Big Buck Dog here and fired up. All right, well, yes, Big Brother is what it is. Ed does have 16 podcasts and the $4 worth of petrol. You just go to Patreon, mate. It's so simple. We have a brand new tier called the $4 worth of petrol tier where you can get all of the I can't say who's. All of them. Okay? It's so simple. Big Buck Dog, put your mind at ease. You'll feel better about life when you know who bought the $4 worth of petrol. I promise you that. Let's get another text. Make some noise. I am fired up for the Ash Williams Show mug. We collectively may be losing money on this deal, but it's worth its weight in gold. Nice big handles too, Ash. It's a real 3-finger grabber. None of this posh 2-finger bullshit. Cheers, mate. Rusty. Loving that, Rusty. Great text. And guess what? We have a voicemail here. Let's just link this one up. This is from the Goldy guy, so it might go a while.
Ash, it's Goldy guy, and I'm standing in a vineyard in the mountains because I've needed 5 days away because I've been so busy since the world turned to shit. And I threw myself at your mercy because I'm behind the times, and here I am. No, I had to walk 100 metres from my cabin out into the grapevines to make this phone call because I'm binging, catching up on the Ash Williams Show. I'm binging, catching up on, because it's not all, those of us who've been working have been working hard. But there is no better thing than supplying a beautiful garden, a beautiful landscape to very rich people, and they've been spending money big. And so I'm catching up, and I'm close to tears. There's no balance in my life. I've been working too hard, and now here I am in the mountains, climbing mountains, no internet, no nothing. And I'm catching up, and I've let my life go. And I'll be correcting it, and we'll be back on track.
Wow. I mean, I never thought that there would be a more concerning voicemail than Chris from Canberra, but I think we just have it. Goldy guy. I might call Goldy guy, make sure he's okay, actually. Let's give him a call.
Please consider recharging soon, as your main credit is only $3.44.
Okay. We've got $3.44 with Goldy.
Hi, you've called Pete from Landscape Design. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Goldy guy. That was a very professional voicemail, buddy. I didn't expect that to be so highbrow. I love it. Mate, just calling with regards to your voicemail. We're just checking in, courtesy call. We got $3.44 left on the prepaid card. So, look, always here for you. If it's within the $3.44, give us a call back. Love you, mate. Love the vibe. You're sounding very, very rich, mate, okay? Sounding very rich. Good to hear. See you, brother. All right, that's it. I'll leave you with this little ditty. I got a call during the week asking if I wanted to go on a reality TV dating show. And I can't say who. If you want to know which show, you got to go to Patreon, because I'll tell you on the black market next week. Big show. Big show. I'll let you know whether I'm going to do it too. But that is a podcast. For anything else, you know where to go. It's Patreon. We got Ash and Ed, old and new, all sorts of stuff in there. Can't say who's, catchphrases, grids. We've got my brother's episode, which is going to Patreon exclusively. So it's all there. Take that, Netflix. Thank you again for listening. It means a lot. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Shout out to Goldy guy. And I'll talk to you in, I guess, 3 days. or a week. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye. The Ash Williams Show is recorded in front of a live studio audience, but due to coronavirus, there is no audience, so you can't hear the laughs. That was a live voiceover, by the way. Yeah, live. 3, 2,